We're in Montana at a secret location called the Hell Creek with Luke and Daniel. They own part of this land and they're digging up T-Rex fossils that are 65 million years old. They wanted to turn 2 teeth into gold necklaces. That's where we come in. It was time to get them back to where they came from and see what the operation looked like. Off to Montana, baby.
The teeth have been flagged.
They got the teeth. Thank you. First stop, Denver, Colorado. 64 West 47th, baby. We board the plane, and before taking off, we got to get some work done. We drop a post on Instagram. The trip was a lot longer than expected, but about 9 hours later, we're in Montana.
Oh shit, there it is. Look, T-Rex, bro.
We spend the first night in Billings, the biggest city in Montana, and the next day at 6 a.m. we hit the road for 200 miles to drop off and see how Luke and Daniel like their first chains.
Jeez, holy crap.
They're just like freshly polished too, so I didn't want to touch them and stuff.
Nice. You.
Gonna go dig for some teeth. The boys got their teeth. They're stoked, which is always the best feeling when the customer's happy. 20 and 17, the boys are young. They're doing some dope stuff. They got a nice fossil business. They got their first gold chains, and hopefully we get to find some teeth of our own. I think we're gonna strike some gold over here. The drive from the meetup spot to the actual Hell Creek was about 40 minutes. The scenes throughout look like an old Western movie, but we finally make it there. Doesn't look like much now, but it did look something like this 65 million years ago. Since this is where there was a bend in the river and dinosaurs would constantly shed their teeth as they fed, this is where a lot of fossils accumulated. All the tools for the operation are kept in this trailer, and Luke's gonna show us how to dig up these fossils.
See like all these pebbles and stuff right here? That's all should be knifed through, shouldn't be shoveled through that, I guess. Okay. So you just kind of want to get it down to there, and then you can dig this whole layer all the way down. You see this hard clay bottom here?
Yeah.
There's no like sand or anything in it. Then right here is still a good layer. You just gotta take your knife and go in right about there. Usually just kind of do a little stab and twist, kind of like that.
Okay.
Just dirt will break out pretty good in chunks. You can kind of look through it. You can see there's a fossil right there.
I see that.
And that deal. There's lots of little chunks like that.
Okay.
Must have been a pretty rough world back then because they're usually pretty broken up and busted and stuff.
And that could have come from any part of the bone or
that,
something?
probably part of a rib or something, but we just call these chunkosaurs. We don't know what they are.
Nice, chunkosaurs.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So, don't know really what part of the animal they go to, but they're definitely bone. So.
And the teeth, they're pretty strong, I assume, right?
They're pretty fragile, actually.
You ever, like, pop one going in there like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Mickey and I uncovered.
We got our first real tooth.
And could you tell us a little bit about this one?
That was the Premax tooth. You can see the serrations run down each side of it. So it's right in the front of the mouth. That's where he was going to be doing his chopping, ripping up triceratops and duckbills and whatever he wanted to.
And we just got the glue on it, so she's locked in. That tooth is worth about 4 bands, but they just came up on something worth maybe 30 bands. 10 minutes in and we got this good find already. And from what I'm told, it's usually not that simple, not that quick. So this one looks even bigger than this one right here. So that looks like a pretty big find.
I think it'd look pretty good on a chain.
I think so. Anyone out there, purchase a tooth from the guys over here, send it over to Trax. We'll get it done for you.
Just kind of get it on a pedestal, work the dirt all the way from it so it's not going to stick in the dirt. The back side of it will be still in the hill when I pop it. And the whole block wiggled, so I think it's ready. Let's see what that other side looks like. Glue did a pretty good job. Might have to take it to the prep lab before we can see much on the other side, but it's about all the more cleaning I can do on it until we get it to the sandblaster. But
we dug for the next 3 hours, but weren't as lucky as the first 30 minutes, so it was time to head back to the lab to see how they treat these fossils. That's when we meet their dad, Clayton Phipps. He's famous for finding the Dueling Dinosaurs. They sold for about $6 million, underpriced to me, but he's going to show us how the operation works.
Oh, wow. It's very, very possible it just got bottom jaw would have come up and chomp. I think
it does fit almost.
I think
well.
it's very, very possible that a T-Rex bit the end of that little guy's horn off.
Wow. Oh, poor guy.
yeah, then that's like a nose horn. You know, you got the 2 brow horns.
Okay.
Nose horn down here.
Sweet.
And what's cool, Luke prepped this sucker off this winter. That's a big old trike beak to where his nose horn would be right here. And then his beak's right here. You can see it look like a parrot beak, kind of.
And these are all out from the Hell Creek you get these?
These are all from that channel.
Really?
On that side, you guys are at. Everything is here.
Pretty sweet little raptor claw we've got, Lester. It's on the Canosaur's back like it's body armor.
Okay.
So it had these just all over its body.
That would protect you.
Dad found this really cool one this year. It's got a T-Rex tooth stuck to it.
What? That's sick.
It's one of the nicest, biggest teeth I've ever found. Here's the one I have. Luke's is definitely nicer. It's a big T-Rex jaw. See, there was a few teeth in it. Oh, not quite.
So they shed their teeth continually and replaced them, and so these are the unerupted ones that are just not used yet.
Oh,
The rest
wow.
of them all slid out of the sockets. And we did find 2 rooted teeth so far on that site, and one of them fits perfectly in this hole right here, I think it is.
Wow.
All these are T-Rex vertebrae, and most of them are neck vertebrae too. We got a bunch of them.
Both lower jaws, right and left, and this is, I think, the other maxilla. So we have a good part, counting the horns and the jaw and the beaks. of a Triceratops skull.
Okay, so quick question. When, say like this compared to the teeth, like you guys explained the teeth kind of easy, you see that in an animal. When you're coming up on like a huge fossil like this, how do you know, like when you first see that big, that you're like, oh.
You saw the sand, so it's,
Yeah.
so it's kind of the color of cardboard,
Yeah.
kind of light tan color. And these fossils are just, you know, chocolate black, so it's usually pretty easy to tell. They can be tough. I mean, you can run into a really fragile one that just, you know,
That's kind of
powders
you never
out.
know if you're just digging
Yeah,
into a big
there's a
piece.
fine line of breaking something or moving enough dirt to find something. You just gotta find a happy medium and hope you find it in a good spot before you break it with your hammer or your, you know, pick or your shovel or your tractor. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the dueling ones, what part did you come up on first?
The pelvis was sticking out. My friend Mark Eatman actually found the site.
Okay.
I was out prospecting with him that day, and there was a canyon went down through here, and this was up, you know, kind of a ledge wall here, and there were some little bone chips, and so Mark found the little bone chips kind of down at the base of the bottom of the canyon, and he followed them up about probably 25, 30 feet up the wall, and you know, there's just fragments. We call it the bone trail. You find these little fragments, and then you follow it up and try to find the source. And normally you can't find the source, so you're washed away, and you just get a few chunks.
Okay.
But this alien was starting to weather out. That's the first thing we saw, and we probably wouldn't even went back to that site had it just been a pelvis, because it's at the bottom of a canyon. What are you gonna do with a pelvis? You know, you can't. And it took tractors, and you know, you'd have to build a road. This pelvis was as big as this table. How are you gonna? You can't carry it out. So you have to build a road in there and get a machine in there. Nobody's gonna buy a pelvis and put it on their desk.
Yeah.
No museum's gonna give you what's gonna cost you to get it. It's just not. And so we almost didn't go back, but we did a little bit of excavation that day around the pelvis, and we could see that the femur was articulated in place. So the wall kind of came just like this, and so I thought, okay, one end of the dinosaur's in there. We got a femur and a pelvis, and I couldn't tell which way it was pointing. Okay. You know, so I thought, and I didn't expect this to be here at all, or this, whichever. I just knew we had a pelvis and it was going into the hill, and I thought, okay, half the dinosaurs probably washed away when this canyon got created. Okay. But otherwise, you know, maybe half the dinosaurs still in there. Well, when we went back to the site, and there were a lot of roots and sagebrush and stuff growing around too, so they were growing through the rib cage actually. Oh wow. And as we started excavation, but you couldn't see that, you know, it was just underground far enough, you couldn't see any of this. And when we went back, we realized we started following a row of vertebrae this way, and we started following a row of vertebrae that way, and I was like, holy cow, that's cool. And of course we get around, we get this whole dinosaur perimeter, and we knew that we had probably the most complete Triceratops ever found in the Hell Creek Formation, based on just that. And so we had one dinosaur, almost 100%, and I was working with the backhoe to get around, you know, because we had this perimeter and we knew where it was. Every bone was in place, we didn't have to worry about them being over here or over there, like most sites are scattered. Yeah. So anyway, this one, I was working with the backhoe over here, just moving this dirt back so we could get around this guy and get him out, and actually scraped across the top here and went to dump my bucket, and I was watching because the sand's about this color and the bones are this color. So every bucket, as I was close to this, I was watching because we weren't sure where the other leg was. I didn't want to hit it. All of a sudden, this, you know, bone chips in my bucket, and so I stopped, and the bucket's still like this. I was the backhoe, and before I jumped it, I jumped off and I ran over and I started brushing away, and the sand claw appears like this. Okay. Only, you know, that much bigger. Yeah. Because nanos are 4 times bigger than a T-Rex sand claw. Here's this carnivore claw in my bucket. Well, we're not working on a carnivore. Yeah. It's not even computing. I'm just like, okay, what the? And so I jumped down in the pit where I was backhoe, and then I start brushing this whole leg, and foot start to appear in the arm. I'm like, oh my God. What's going on, you know? It just blew me away. And what are the odds of, you know, 2 dinosaurs obviously weren't friends being buried together? And, you know, so this guy had some root damage and stuff, but the wall came out like this, so this guy, the roots couldn't even reach him. He was far enough underground. Okay. Whatever was there was going to be awesome. You know, I knew that just immediately. I thought, oh, this dinosaur's going to be spectacular. And it was. It was 100% complete too. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, it was a cool day. In digits on a Triceratops, but
yeah, this is one of the. I found this.
Yeah, so
this is one of
that would be one of the digits. You know, metacarpal.
Did you show them that foot over there?
Obviously, you can see that these guys amassed a huge collection of fossils over the years. They have different vertebrae, different teeth, and just different parts of different dinosaurs. Honestly, stuff that you'd expect to see in a museum. The collection is worth millions of dollars, and my favorite part was the crate they have out back, some of the bigger finds they ever had.
You kidding me, bro?
This is that notice where we were saying we found with Jason.
Wow.
What their scoots look like compared to the Dinosaur scoots.
Here's a large Triceratops skull. The skull would be probably 7 feet long with the beak. If you go out to about there, it'd be about a 7-foot skull.
Wow, these things must have been massive walking around.
Oh man, can you imagine? You see the detail on this horn, it's just fabulous. Very nice.
So with this, are you looking for a buyer potentially? Okay.
Yep, I'm probably going to sell it as is. A couple different things are going on with it right now. I'm not sure.
That's one Dad shot.
Okay, I was gonna say this is one you guys got. This is dope.
Yep.
These are like our dinosaur eggs, I guess. Oh
Yep,
wow!
Just fragments of eggshell. Yep.
You see these way less frequently.
They're scarce as hen's teeth, I guess they say.
Okay.
Here's some raptor and nano teeth. There may be some juvenile T-Rex teeth in there too, I haven't. This is a dromaeosaur jaw with one tooth in it, which is insanely rare. That's a little raptor.
Nice.
I think it's Archaeoraptor, which was described, the type specimen was described for my channel.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we got some more nano and possibly Rex teeth. And some baby Rex teeth, which are pretty cool. Definitely not nano. And we got some Pachycephalosaur material. These are little digits in a claw. This is head armor. This is a head spike. These are toe claws. That's a Pachyfang. And this is some more headgear. There's Triceratops teeth. These are nice crowns. There's some little mammal stuff from the Hell Creek.
Oh wow. Tooth. That's different.
And this is a different tooth too. It's too big for nano, but I'm not sure. It's kind of cool. Maybe just a young T-Rex. There's 2 or 3. They're stacked 2 or 3 deep. I won't pull them all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to a T-Rex.
These are a pretty nasty predator, but
And this is a small Rex tooth. But
Yeah.
That's the biggest predator we have here today.
Oh wow.
This one I'm pretty sure probably fits that jaw, but this is deformed just a little bit, and I didn't want to break it and stuff it in there.
Yeah.
It's original and just exactly how I found it. But
This is their father Clayton's personal collection. He keeps some of the rare and more expensive fossils he's found throughout the years. That's a photo of Luke when he started these expeditions as just a young kid. We go back to the lab and we hit it with the sandblaster. Pretty interesting because it's similar to some stuff we do here in the jewelry market. And of course we finish it with a final coating. This is going to preserve the teeth in all these fossils. An amazing collection they have, stuff you're not going to find anywhere else. Business is done. These guys got a great business with their fossils. If you want one of your own, reach out to them. You can get yours. We took the fossils, combined it with gold, made a true piece of history, is what I like to say. The fossils 65 million years old, gold billions of years old. You only have so much of these fossils and gold on the planet Earth. There's not going to be more coming back, so got it done. Thank you to my guys for letting us come down and showing us everything. Appreciate it. I hope you guys like the pieces.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Great.
Where you at, bro?